Well, Arsenal are weighing up on Joao Cancelo again. Welcome to United. So, welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? Welcome to the Arsenal News Show, second video of the day after dropping the story of David Raya being unveiled as an Arsenal player in the past 2 hours. Today, there is a scenario that's going to hit to obviously get Arsenal to where they never wanted to be in this current situation, but obviously you never know what happened because no one is tall enough to see the future. Smash the like button close to 400 times. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a day. Rokani David is my name. You can as well call me RD. Smash the like button close to the number of times I've talked about this 400, and let's subscribe to this channel so as we hit 17,000 subscribers before the end of this transfer, before the end of this month. Now, it was all triggered off by the injury of Julian Timber. Now Arsenal has been linked to all lots of players. Joao Cancelo, Joan Laporte, Magalhães on his way out, and lastly Gary Neville coming out and backing Mikel Arteta, Edu, and the owners of Arsenal. So that's what we're going to talk about. KNTN is also in the mix, and we are going to obviously start it off in this way altogether. And Fabrizio Romano was the first to tell us that the knee injury of Julian Timber is a problem. Arsenal will explore the market, will discuss internally. Arteta will be involved in conversations. Let's see if Arsenal will return for Laporte or if they'll go for a fullback to replace Julian Timber. Now, talking of Arsenal going back for Laporte, it's really one of those that many people had really taken off the cards. But it looks like Arsenal are really ready to obviously get in another kind of player altogether to back up their central defense. However, Jakub Kiwior is really present. Arteta obviously knows that he needs to bring in more defenders after the injury of Julian Timber. And why bringing in more defenders? I think the coming in of Julian Timber was all about Arsenal trying to obviously play close to 2 or 3 systems in one. For example, you saw the game of Nottingham Forest when Arsenal shifted to a back 3, and the back 3 were Saliba, Ben White, and Julian Timber, and then Partey went into the midfield, Declan Rice, Kai Havertz, and Martin Odegaard, and Martinelli. And Kai Havertz. Then the front 3 were Martinelli, Nketiah, and Bukayo Saka. That was the front 3, meaning that when they lose out on a player like Julian Timber, that means there is what we call a distort into the plan of Mikel Arteta this season. So it looks like they're obviously going in for very many players, and one of those players that they might go in is a left-footed centre-back that can play as a left-back, meaning that they need more into the mix. Now, Ryan Taylor Sport has also gone ahead and obviously added more to that, and has gone ahead and really told us the following: that Arsenal are prepared to add another left-sided defender to their ranks before the September 1st transfer deadline. Zinchenko continues to rebuild his fitness levels, while KNTN is still expected to be pushed towards the exit door following his ongoing struggles. So, pushing him to the exit door really means that Arsenal are really no longer interested in his services. I've seen this, and I've been one of those I've gone ahead to see, all been monitoring the situation of KNTN at Arsenal, but it looks like he's not one of those that's going to be liked at Arsenal. That is because in the game of Nottingham, he never even made the match squad. Now, after that, which teams are interested in KNTN? Newcastle, Real Sociedad, and now we have another one that Ryan Taylor Sport has gone ahead to add onto his list. He tells that West Ham are the latest club to show interest in KNTN. So even West Ham is interested in KNTN. So that means KNTN and Nuno Tavares, one of those, might find himself playing his next season at West Ham United. Now, he has also added on and said, Arsenal are firm admirers of Laporte, who can leave at the right price, but City are reluctant to do their business with the Gunners as they continue to make huge strides under their Spanish tactician. Now, if at all you know Laporte, I think he's one of those that brings experience into the central defense of Arsenal. That is it. He brings in a lot of experience. He's a winner, and Arteta likes his mentality. So wait and see how that pans out. And the big question will always be, will Arsenal sell another player to Arsenal after how inquisitive the board of Man City was when they sold Zinchenko and Jesus to Arsenal, and they went to obviously give them headache towards the end of the season? That is another one. But as we round up that, it's another big story of Joao Cancelo coming back into the media. And Ryan Sport has confirmed us that Arsenal would also be open to the prospect of signing Joao Cancelo if a deal was deemed financially viable. Although once again there is huge doubt, City would be prepared to strike an agreement with Arsenal or any other direct rival. Now, Arsenal are reconsidering the signing of Joao Cancelo. To me, if I'm Arsenal, I would go for Joao Cancelo. Do you know why? He is one of the best press-resistant fullbacks in the world. He has done it at all levels, and he's a winner. You know, when he comes in at Arsenal, that means you don't obviously need to buy another centre-back, because you'll be having Ben White, Saliba, Jakub Kiwior, Gabriel Magalhães, and Timber. Though injured, but he will return, and I think those four can take Arsenal throughout this period. That is it. And I see Jakub Kiwior as one of the defenders that Arteta's not yet going to hate to use a lot. I don't know why, but to me he has a lot to offer to the side of Arsenal. But for Joao Cancelo, Barcelona is pushing hard, and I'm going to do that story I think today or tomorrow when I'm informing you what Barcelona obviously pushing to sign the player, and it looks like Arsenal have been told the realistic evaluation of Joao Cancelo. Now, if you're Arsenal, you'll obviously want a player like Joao Cancelo, but as I've told you on Laporte, is Man City willing to sell their player to Arsenal because of what they went through last season? Remember last season, Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus lifted Arsenal to the level of competing for the Premier League, and Arsenal just imploded in the last games of the season. But for Joao Cancelo, he doesn't want to be at Man City anymore. He fell off with Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola also doesn't want him at the club anymore, and he's calling in for something else better than, for something not less than a sell. So he doesn't want him. Though when they are, I think they are in, is it Singapore, Japan, where they play their preseason. Pep Guardiola came out and defended Joao Cancelo. That is a City player, but we all knew in which hat he did it from. He only wanted to obviously see this happen and obviously cover up for the player. But as you know, it's obviously going down to Joao Cancelo and obviously wanting to leave the club of Man City. And you see to it that even played Luka Lewis in the game they played against against Burnley, and Luka Lewis has gone ahead today to renew his contract at Man City, and he is really confirmed and is still into the first team. We expect Luka Lewis to have very many games this season, as Kyle Walker also puts pen to paper as they prepare for the departure of those players like Joao Cancelo and very many others. So that is the latest about Joao Cancelo, and go into the comment section and tell me what you think about Arsenal weighing again on the Joao Cancelo transfer into the comment section below. And what do you think about Laporte? Because Arsenal are really having some big problems in there for you, because after Gabriel Magalhães was not named into the starting 11 of Arsenal and was benched for the very first time as Arsenal played Nottingham Forest and came off the bench, I think in the 80th minute, rumors have been really put out by some credible journalists that Saudi big money has gone on to be really launched to Arsenal to sign the Brazilian. And this is John Cross. He's a chief football writer for the Daily Mirror. And as well as that, Gabriel is the latest big name to be targeted for a big money move to Saudi Arabia. The Gunners are aware of the interest, but it remains to be seen whether they would be open to selling. Arteta would target Mark Guehi and Emerick Laporte if Gabriel Magalhães were to leave. So, Gabriel Magalhães, age 25, I don't see him leave Arsenal. And I think this story has just been put up because of the way Arteta never played him in the game of Nottingham Forest. But I'm 100% sure if there is a player that Arsenal are willing to move on, I think it's not Gabriel Magalhães. With the problems they're having in the central defense, like that recent one that they've gone ahead to suffer injury of Julian Timber. Sorry about that. So, moving on another central defender, you know, is like adding sort of an insult. That is it, because Gabriel Magalhães has shown us that he's going to hate to play some good games with Arsenal. However, much is not good at ball playing, but we'll obviously anticipate that he has gone ahead to make one of the best central defensive partnerships in the Premier League with William Saliba. So I don't see it happening, and however much is being linked to Saudi Arabia, I see this as something that won't happen in a nick of time, and very soon we'll wait and see how things are going to pan out between Gabriel Magalhães and Arsenal. And he has just gone ahead to put pen to new paper. I think it was around February or March when he added more 5 years onto his contract, meaning that he's willing to be at Arsenal until 30. He's one of those that are putting in the effort to obviously get. He's the one who is putting the effort so that he obviously gets into the Brazilian national team. And if at all you want to get the Brazilian national team, obviously, you just can't see yourself obviously getting out of Arsenal. You need to be at Arsenal because the entire world is always watching when Arsenal is playing in. So I dispute all those rumors, and I don't think that in this critical moment, Arteta would like a player like Gabriel Magalhães to leave him, because it's obviously very, very distortive to his already planned season. That is. Now, lastly, Gary Neville has gone ahead to obviously attack some Arsenal fans who came out and obviously called out Mikel Arteta to be sacked. And his reasons have been these. A lot of the Arsenal fan base wanted Mikel Arteta out at the time and didn't feel it was enough. Odegaard has been a great signing, yes. Others jury out. You had no idea that the owners were going to go and do what they did. So the behind the curve statement is revisionism. Revisionism. That is it, revisionism. So I would like to start with Gary Neville that the board of Arsenal is going to hate to prove the Arsenal fans wrong. At an extent, especially at the beginning of the season, when Arsenal was beaten by Brentford, right? Because he had also went ahead to have a very bad start in the previous season of 2020-2021 when Chelsea, I think it was Brentford that, Brentford beat him on the opener. Then there came another team called Man City, 5. Chelsea beat him 3. And he went ahead to win his first game against Burnley. That's when Martin Odegaard came in through and obviously did the needful for the club of Arsenal. So I really understand what Arsenal fans are really understanding, but you have to understand that Rome was not built in one day. And that's why I back Gary Neville. So guys, your thoughts on Arsenal reconsidering Joao Cancelo transfer are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Tierney, Laporte, Gabriel Magalhães, and Gary Neville slating Arsenal fans that wanted Mikel Arteta out? I sign out for now. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living true God bless you abundantly. And the Muslim viewers and subscribers, Barak Lau Fikum. Ciao, ciao.